Hola, buenos días. Para quienes
Olá, bom dia.
no hablan el idioma
Para quem não fala
español,
o espanhol,
tendremos traducción
nós
simultánea al
teremos
inglés,
a
al
tradução
portugués y al
simultânea para o
creol
inglês.
haitiano.
I'm
En
sorry,
portugués
into
habrá traducción
English.
simultánea en inglés, en portugués y criollo haitiano. We will have simultaneous interpretation also to English. Y nous avons traduction simultánea a créole haïtien. Los canales respectivos los encuentran en el globo de interpretación en el menú inferior de la pantalla. You can find the respective channels in the icon of the globe in the bottom of the screen. Muy bien.
Very
Entonces,
well.
buenos
So,
días.
good morning to everyone.
Mi nombre es Javier
My name
Torcacher
is
y soy
Javier Torcachel,
cofacilitador
and
del
I am the
espacio latinoamericano y
co-facilitator of the
caribeño
Caribbean and
Internet
Latin American
Ciudadana.
Space
En
Internet
el día de
Ciudadana.
hoy,
And
junto a
today,
Juan
together with
Colesino de la
Juan
campaña
Colesino
argentina por
from
el
the
derecho a la
Campaña
educación,
Argentina por
vamos
el
a ser los
Derecho a la Educación,
moderadores de esta
we are
actividad.
going to be the moderators of this activity.
Sean todas muy
I would
bienvenidas y
like to welcome you
bienvenidos
all
a esta presentación
to this
que hemos
presentation.
dado en llamar VIDEOCAST,
And we have
Tecnologías
called
de
it
Educación clicada a la
VIDEOCAST
escuela.
Technologies of
En
Education.
esta
Click
presentación
on the school. And this
tomarán la palabra,
presentation will be delivered
los
by
protagonistas
the
del caso crítico
protagonists of the
de
witness
educación digital
case,
crítica
a critical
que
digital
ha desarrollado de
education
manera
that
conjunta la
was
campaña
developed
latinoamericana por el
together
derecho
by
a la
the
educación
Campaña
y
Latinoamericana
la
por el
campaña
Derecho a la
argentina por el
Educación
derecho a la
and
educación,
la Campaña
con la
Argentina por el Derecho a
participación
la
de la
Educación,
Federación
with the
Argentina
participation of the
de
Argentinian
Instituciones de Ciegos
Federation
y
of
Antíopes,
Blind
FAICHA,
People
Comuna
Institution,
Digital,
with
con el apoyo de
the
Internet
support
Ciudadana.
of Internet Ciudadana.
Después de la pandemia del
After the
COVID-19,
pandemics, after
el uso de
COVID-19,
tecnologías
the
digitales se
usage
ha
of digital
intensificado
technologies has
como
increased
estrategia
as a
educativa en el mundo
strategy
y,
for
por
the
supuesto,
education in the
en
world,
América
and of
Latina y
course
el
in
Caribe.
Latin America and Caribbean as well.
Muchos elementos de la tecnología
Several
digital han
elements
aportado
of this
acceso
digital
a
economy
contenidos
have
y metodologías
enabled
de enseñanza y
the
aprendizaje
access to
a los
content
estudiantes, a los
to
docentes y a los
students,
gestores educativos.
teachers, and education managers.
Por otro lado,
On
el
the other
uso
hand,
sin demasiada
the
reglamentación que defienda
usage
los
of
derechos
it
de la comunidad
without
educativa,
regulation
desde las
defending the
políticas
rights
públicas y
of
normas
the
legales,
community
ha
according to the
intensificado
public
aún más
policies.
las brechas
This
de
has
desigualdad
given rise to
presentes
the
en la
gaps
educación.
of inequality that are present in
Un
education.
antecedente clave de este proyecto
A
de educación
key
digital crítica que hoy
component of
presentamos
this critical education
se
that we
celebró en
present
Buenos
today
Aires en octubre de
was
2022, se llamó
celebrated in October
Encuentro
22
Regional
in
por el
Buenos Aires.
Derecho a
It
un
was the
Futuro Digital
regional
Justo y
meeting for the
Soberano.
right to
Este encuentro
a
fue
right and
organizado por Internet
sovereign
Ciudadana
future.
y el Foro
This
de
was
Comunicación para la
realized by
Integración de
the
la
Internet
Juventud
Ciudadana in the forum
y reunió a
for the
diversos
integration
actores
of
latinoamericanos y
communities. And
caribeños
then we have
para
also
debatir y
other
proponer alternativas
key
para
players
poder
to
democratizar la
debate
tecnología y el
alternatives to
ámbito digital.
democratize technology in the
En ese
digital
encuentro
realm.
se
In that
consolidaron
meeting in
objetivos
22,
comunes
some common
mediante la
goals were
aprobación de una agenda de 20
created.
puntos
And then we approved an
como,
agenda
como
with
hojas de
20
ruta para
points.
avanzar hacia
And
un
this
futuro
was
digital
our
basado en la
uh,
justicia, la
tool for
soberanía y el bien común.
advancing towards the future
En aquel
based on
encuentro,
sovereignty
la
and the common
preocupación
good. At
inicial
that
era
meeting,
que
the
el modelo
initial
de
concern
digitalización
was that the
acelerada
digital
hoy se
model,
impone
very accelerated,
está
that we see
caracterizado
today
por
is
responder sobre todo a
characterized
intereses
by
corporativos
it,
y
it,
concentrar
uh,
el poder
it
en
it
muy pocas manos.
answers the corporate powers, and
Frente a
the
ello,
power is really
se
concentrated
acordó
in
la
just a few
necesidad de
hands.
impulsar una
Because of
arquitectura
this, we
digital
understood that it was
democrática,
important to foster
abierta
a digital
y
structure that would
desconcentrada
be
para
open,
garantizar derechos
democratized,
individuales y
and not
colectivos
centralized to
y promover
enable
la
the
no discriminación,
individual
la
rights, to
soberanía
promote
y la
non-discriminalization,
descolonización tecnológica.
sovereignty, and the decolonization,
En ese marco,
technological
se
decolonization.
adoptó como
In
prioridad el
that
punto 17 de esa agenda
day, we
que
adopted as
propone la
priority the topic
incorporación de
number
la
17
alfabetización digital
that
crítica en los
proposes the
programas
incorporation of
educativos formales.
digital literacy in the formal
Esta medida
programs.
busca formar a
That
docentes y
measure
estudiantes
aims to
para el
train
ejercicio de la
teachers and the
autonomía y la
students to the
soberanía
exercise
digital,
of their autonomy and
alejándose
digital
de lógicas de
sovereignty.
consumo mercantil.
And we hope with that to
También se
go
planteó con ello
farther
la
from the
necesidad de
mercantile
limitar
logic.
la
Also, we understood
penetración
that
de
it was
plataformas
important to limit
corporativas
the
en los espacios
penetration of corporate
educativos,
platforms in the
garantizando
education
así el
spaces
respeto por la
to
privacidad y
guarantee the
evitando la
respect for
mercantilización de los datos de
privacy
la
and
comunidad.
avoiding the mercantilization, the
A
merchandising of
partir de
the
ese contexto, la
community's
campaña
data.
latinoamericana por el derecho a la
Then, the
educación
campaña
CLAE, la campaña
latinoamericana por el
argentina por el derecho a
derecho
la educación
a la
CAE, con la
educación,
participación
CLADE,
de la Federación
with
Argentina de
the
Instituciones de Ciegos y
participation of
Ambliopes,
the
FAICA,
Institution
de
for
Comuna Digital
Blind,
y con el apoyo de
Comuna
Internet
Digital, and
Ciudadana,
with the support of
implementaron
Internet
un caso
Ciudadana,
modelo de
we've
educación digital
implemented the
crítica
model
en la
case
escuela
of
secundaria número
critical
1,
digital
escuela
education in
pública
the
de
high school
Bulón,
number
localizada en
one,
la
a
provincia
public
de Buenos
school
Aires, Argentina,
placed in
y aprovechamos
Buenos
a
Aires,
saludar a la
Argentina.
docente
And
y a los
I
alumnos
would
que nos
like to
acompañan desde ahí, desde
greet
la sala
all
de
the
computación de la
teachers
escuela.
and students that are following
Durante
us
4
here in this
encuentros,
meeting
entre
from
junio
there.
y septiembre
In
de
4
2025,
meetings between June and
docentes y
September
estudiantes
25, teachers
exploraron
and
herramientas
students
digitales
together
libres,
explored free digital
reflexionaron sobre el
tools,
uso de datos
reflected about
y
the usage of
experimentaron
data, and
con producción
experimented
de
with the
contenidos en
production
audio y
of
video.
content both in
El
audio and
objetivo
video.
principal
The main
fue
aim
ofrecer un
was to
modelo
offer
que pueda ser
a model
replicado
that
y
could
pueda
be
inspirar
replicated and
políticas
could
públicas
inspire
en
public
educación
policies
digital crítica.
in the critical digital education.
Para contarnos cómo se vivió la
And to tell
experiencia,
us
la
about this
relevancia
experience,
del
about
proyecto y las
the
posibilidades
relevance
de
of that
continuidad
project
y
and
articulación curricular
uh,
de la educación digital
the
crítica, pasaremos la
we
palabra en este
and
primer
everything,
bloque
we are going to
a
now give the
algunos de los
floor to some
protagonistas.
of our
Adriana Pereira,
protagonists. Adriana
docente de la
Pereira,
escuela
a teacher
secundaria
in
número
the
1 de
high
Bulón,
school
a cargo de,
in the
digamos,
secondary
de,
school number
de esta
one, de
parte,
Bron
a la
in
vicedirectora
Argentina,
de la escuela,
to
Samantha
the
Burillo,
vice
y a algunos
director,
de los
Samantha
estudiantes que
Burillo, and to some of
participaron
the
de los
students that
talleres.
took part in the workshops.
Finalizando este primer segmento,
And to finish this
Carolina Osorio,
first segment,
de
we have
CLADE,
Carolina
presentará
Osorio from
algunos
CLADE
fragmentos de las
presenting some
producciones en audio
fragments
y
of the
video
productions done
realizadas
in
por los
audio and
diferentes
video
grupos.
that were done by the different
Pedimos a los
groups.
expositores, por
We
favor,
now
que
ask
intenten
the
encuadrarse en
lecturers
los
to
tiempos
please
fijados
respect
traten de
the
hablar
times
pausados,
and
teniendo en
please
cuenta el trabajo
speak
de
very
los y las
slowly
traductores.
because we have
Sin
simultaneous
más,
translation.
invitamos a Adriana
And we
Pereira
would
a
like
hacer uso
now
de la
to
palabra.
invite Adriana
Por favor,
Pereira to
Adriana,
the
5
floor. Please,
minutos. Muchas
Adriana, you
gracias.
have 5 minutes. Thank you.
¿Qué tal? Buenos días. ¿Me escuchan bien ahí?
Can you
¿Se me
hear me
escucha?
well?
Sí,
Perfecto.
Adriana, sí, adelante.
Estoy en el aula, por eso.
So I am in the
Estoy en el aula,
classroom,
digo, por
so
eso
this is why I'm
les pido
asking.
esto, o sea, que si me reciben bien. Bueno,
So,
si
well,
quieren
I
pueden
understand
poner
you
en
receive me
síntesis,
well.
respecto
Okay, so
a
I
la
would like to
experiencia y
give you
cuál es
a
todo el
brief
enfoque.
synthesis of
Tenemos que
our
tener en cuenta el
experience.
contexto,
We
¿no?
have
Una
to
escuela
understand the
pública de 8 derechos
context
humanos en
before.
provincia de
This
Buenos
is a
Aires,
public
en
school near
donde,
Buenos
digamos,
Aires
tenemos que
where
destacar
we
la
have to
vulnerabilidad del
highlight
lugar.
the
Entonces,
vulnerability of the place,
tomando
of
en
the
cuenta lo que
surroundings.
recibimos y de
And
qué manera
we
venimos
taking
trabajando,
into
está chévere, ¿sí?
consideration the topic,
Nosotros
what we've
recibimos la
received.
experiencia que trae
Well,
en un
we
turno de la tarde,
received
¿sí? Desde el punto de vista de
re
docente, yo puedo decir
the
que es
request from
algo que hemos
Claude,
querido
and I
trabajar,
can tell
y
you
es
that
repensar la tecnología
we
en el
have
aula.
to rethink about technology in the
Creo que uno de los
classroom.
ejes
I think
que
one
se
of the
resaltó dentro del
axes that
taller
was
que se realizó en la
highlighted
escuela fue
inside
el
this
concepto de
workshop
soberanía
was the
digital,
concept of
ya
digital
que
sovereignties,
generalmente nosotros
because
usamos herramientas
usually we
tecnológicas, pero
use
los
these
chicos no
digital
tienen como
technological tools,
referencia
but the
de que se
kids,
convierten en
they
consumidores y no
don't
productores
understand that
de
they are
espacios
becoming
digitales.
consumers in digital
El uso de
spaces.
software libre
The
nos permitió, de
use
alguna
of
manera,
free
destacar este
tools
concepto y esta
allowed us
práctica
to
para que nosotros
highlight
podamos
this practice
materializar
to
en
him
algo
so that we
concreto
could
cómo es
materialize this
utilizar
into
software
something
libre, cómo
concrete.
es utilizar
How is
aquellas
to
herramientas
use free tools,
en donde no nos encuadran dentro
so
de, digamos,
tools
las
in which
plataformas que
we
ya
are
conocemos, que
not
son pagas y
there in
que
the
de alguna manera
paying
dictan
platforms
lo que
that we
nosotros,
already know
digamos,
and
debemos
that
aprender o
dictate
consumir.
what we need to
Dentro de los
learn
conceptos que
or
se
consume.
destacaron, los chicos
And the
hablaron o
kids
pudieron
talked
rescatar esto
about
de la diferenciar
the
entre lo que significaba
difference
trabajar con un
between
programa en
working
donde
with
no
a
estaban en una
program
plataforma
that
paga,
was
en
not
donde se
on a
cruzaban nuestros
paid
datos, digamos, de
platform
manera, en
and
donde
where we
tuvimos el concepto de
had
economía,
the
atención,
concept
la
of
economía de la atención, en donde
economy,
pudimos
paying
lograr
attention to
que
this
ciertos de ellos,
concept. And
por
so
lo menos tratando de
we
cuestionar
could be
de qué se
able then
trata esto.
to
Cuando
at
trabajamos con los
least
programas
explain to this
abiertos,
what
ya
was
yo creo
this.
que nos
And
invita a
I
pensar
think
en
this
democratizar el
program
conocimiento.
invites us
El aula
to think
sí
about the
usamos, es decir, el programa que
democratization of
nosotros
knowledge.
utilizamos,
And
lo
we
usamos para
use the
grabar, editar,
programs to
producir, ¿entendés? Ahora, después
record,
yo quiero que me van a contar en
edit
qué proceso estamos. Los
material
chicos
that
están
kids are
viviendo
going
esta
to
experiencia
explain
que
to you
nosotros
what we
transitamos
did.
con un
And then we transitioned
aprendizaje concreto, ¿sí? En
uh, to
donde
make this
pudieron lograr
concrete
a
so
través de
the
estos
kids were
conocimientos
able to,
ponerlo
through the knowledge,
hacia la comunidad, exponerlo hacia la comunidad,
put
ya que
this
a
in
través de
use
este
for the
taller
community.
vamos a
So with
realizar
this
una producción que
workshop,
será
we're
expuesta en la
gonna
Feria de Ciencias
organize a
2022.
production
Yo
that
quiero
would be
destacar que
exposed on the
me
science
parece
fair.
valiosísimo que se
And I
acerquen estas
think it's
propuestas
very
desde las escuelas
worthy
públicas.
to do this
Pensemos que
in
son
the
los hijos
public
más
schools. I
vulnerables,
think we need
¿sí?
to understand
En
that we are very
donde, en
vulnerable
el caso
places.
particular de esta escuela,
In this
disponemos, por
case,
ejemplo, de las aulas
particular
que
here,
podían verlas a la
we
vista
have a
después.
room
Y eso nos facilitó
available,
poder
and
explorar
this allowed
todos
us
estos
to
aprendizajes.
explore all these
Eso
learnings.
como pro. Y como
And
contra, que quizás
as a
nos faltó más
con,
tiempo. Con Juan eso lo habíamos charlado,
well,
está bien,
we
igual quizás
talked,
nos faltó un
and
poquito más de
we
tiempo
understood
para
that
lograr
we
estos
had not
aprendizajes,
enough
pero
time.
de todas
We should
maneras
have had
creo que
more
son
time. But I think
interesantes
that even
propuestas
so,
para
these
lograr que
proposals are
tengamos
very
verdaderos ciudadanos
interesting
libres y
to
críticos
allow
sobre el
us
uso de
to
las tecnologías,
form
en el cual
very
nosotros sabemos,
critical
y a mí
citizens
me toca
using the
atravesar
technology.
distintas escuelas y los chicos se
And
encuentran en
we
esta
have
posición
now to
meramente de
go through
consumidor y no
several
de
schools,
productor.
and I
Entonces,
understand that
celebro
we
y
are like
agradezco esta
consumers. So I thank you
participación
so
desde la
much,
institución.
and I thank for this participation
Muchas
in my
gracias,
institution.
Adriana, y
Thank you,
gracias
Adriana.
por
Thank
encuadrarte en
you
el tiempo
for
fijado y por
talking
apoyar todo este
inside the
proceso como lo has venido
accorded
haciendo.
time and explaining the process.
Para quienes se han sumado
And for
luego, hay
those who have
interpretación al
joined us
portugués, al
after,
inglés y
we
al criol.
have interpretation
We have
into
interpretation
English
to
and
English,
Creole.
and also to Portuguese, please go to the globe in the bottom of the screen. Vamos ahora a pasar la palabra a la
And now we
vicedirectora
give
de la
the floor
institución,
to the vice
Samantha
director of
Murillo,
the
para que nos
institution,
comente su
Samantha
visión
Murillo,
sobre
to
este
comment upon her
Adelante,
vision
Samantha,
regarding
por
the
favor, trata de
project.
hablar
Samantha,
pausado
please,
para las
uh,
traducciones.
if you could
Tienes
please
5
speak
minutos.
slowly, and
Gracias.
you have 5 minutes. Thank you.
No te escuchamos, Samantha.
We cannot hear you.
No, no podemos escucharte todavía.
We cannot hear you.
No, no
No,
escuchamos.
we cannot hear
¿No se
you.
escucha lo que estoy diciendo?
You cannot
Ahora sí.
hear me? No,
Ahora sí se
yes,
escucha.
now,
Ahí va,
now,
perdón,
please
estoy
go
en
on.
otra jornada también de utilización digital,
Ah,
así que justo
yes.
se nos
Well,
juntaron, pero
I
bueno, no
think
quería
that
faltar porque también estuve viendo cómo
I'm here
trabajaban
and I
los
didn't want
estudiantes
to miss, okay,
ahí, y
because I also
realmente
was
para la escuela
together
es muy
seeing
importante estos
how the
programas,
students
sobre
were
todo porque
working. And
nosotros
for the school, it
trabajamos
was
con los
so
ejes
important, this
transversales,
program,
y en
because
uno de los
we
ejes
work with
transversales
the
tenemos la cultura
transversal
digital,
axis,
y
and
lo que
one
se
of
plantea
them
desde la escuela es
is the
poder
digital culture. And we at the
formar este
school, we
pensamiento
want to
crítico y en
form
algo
this
que los
critical
estudiantes lo
thinking
tienen como
to
incorporado, como
foster
si
it.
fuera como
And the students
naturalizado, como
now, they have
pautado.
naturalized, you
Entonces,
know.
empezar a
So
debatir esto de ser
we
libres,
began debating
no ser
this.
productores y no
We want to be
consumidores meramente
producers and not
de
only
todo lo que tiene
consumers
que
of
ver con
everything
las
that has
redes
to do with the
digitales.
networks, with the
Creo que nos aporta como
digital networks.
institución a
And so I
cuanto
think
lo que
that
tenemos pensado en el
this
proyecto. Como digo, es
is
pensar en
very
una
good for us
soberanía
because we have been
digital y
thinking about the
pensar
digital
también en
sovereignty and
ciudadanos,
also
ciudadanas
about the
críticos para
citizens,
poder
critical
formar una
citizens,
sociedad
so that
mucho
we
más
can
comprometida
create a
y que
much more
tenga en
committed
cuenta
society
que
that
muchas
has
veces las
into
redes que parecen
consideration
inocentes
that
tienen una función
sometimes
y tienen un
the
interés, como tenemos
networks that
quienes
seem
estamos
so
pidiendo que se
innocent, they
respete y se
have
piense
interests
con
behind,
pensamiento
you know.
crítico.
And so we have this to have this critical thinking always.
Bueno, muchas gracias,
Very
Samantha.
good, Samantha.
¿Quieres
Thank
agregar algo
you.
más?
Would you like to say something
No,
else?
nada,
No.
disculpas por justamente
Thank you.
la conexión que tengo
Thank you
ahora
because
no,
my
no poder estar
connection
en la
is
escuela
not
y que
so
nos
good. I'm
encantaría
sorry for
seguir
not being in the
trabajando en
school,
conjunto porque
but
si
I would
bien
love to
esto amplía la
continue
visión para los
working
estudiantes de
together
saber
with
que
you because this
no podemos estar
enlarges
solos,
the
sino que hay un montón de
vision
gente que
of
está
the
trabajando
students.
y que en un
They
montón
will
de
know
lugares
that
estamos
there are a lot
trabajando
of
para que esto
people
ocurra.
working
Así que
for
bueno,
this to
agradecer
happen.
nuevamente
So thank you
y
again.
espero que sigamos
That's it.
trabajando en conjunto.
Let's continue working
Bueno,
together.
muchas gracias por el apoyo institucional brindado
Thank
por
you
la
so
escuela
much.
y las autoridades. Y
Thank
esa es
you so
justamente
much
la
for
idea,
the
de poder
support. And
seguir
this is the
trabajando y
idea,
escalar el proyecto. Gracias,
is just to
Samantha,
continue
por
working
aportar
and
tu
scale the
contribución.
project.
Y ahora vamos a pasar la palabra a
And
quizás los
now we give the
principales o
floor
las
to
principales
the
protagonistas.
main protagonists,
Vamos a
the
ver,
main
vamos nuevamente a la
ones,
sala de
probably.
computación de la escuela a
Let's
ver
go to the
cuál de las
computing room,
o
to
los
the
estudiantes
IT
nos
room, to
comenta
see which
algo
student
sobre
is
la
going to
experiencia
comment something
vivida
about
y
their experience
qué han
and
aprendido de
what
esa
have they
experiencia, qué les ha
learned with
parecido
it.
y cuáles son los
Their
principales
opinion. Let's hear
aprendizajes. Así
their
que,
opinion and
Adriana,
the
quizás tú puedes
main
presentar a
messages that
las y los
they
estudiantes que van
take
a
home.
hablar.
Adriana, maybe
Gracias.
you could introduce us to your
Se
students,
van
to
a
the ones
presentar
who are going to
ellos
speak.
porque
Yes, they are
fue
going to
medio
introduce
accidentado, porque
themselves.
hubo un chico que estaba
I'm
en otra
sorry that we had
jornada,
some
entonces
problems
los
here,
chicos que
but
quedaron acá son todos los
we have
alumnos,
some kids
participó,
here
así
and
que ellos
they
se van a
have
presentar y les van a
participated, so
contar,
they
da
are
con
going to
mucha
introduce
vergüenza,
themselves.
aviso, pero bueno,
They
les
are
van a
kind
contar
of
cómo le
ashamed,
va a cada uno.
a little bit
Así que bueno,
shy, but they are going to tell you how it was.
dale, sí, dale. Bueno, yo me llamo Selene.
Well, my name is Selene,
Selena Rojas.
Selenia
Y les voy a
Rojas,
dar
and I'm gonna
dos papeles
give
de
you
cómo,
an idea
de qué
of
significó para mí
what's
ustedes
meant to me to use this workshop to participate? Well, for me, it was like creating sounds using free tools. Hello, my name is Tojina Rodriguez, and we all learned to use RCT, and thanks to this learning, we are going to now be able to use this. My name is Gabriel Hasco, and we've learned a lot. And some companies, they share with us so we can complete our material. Now we are safe that the companies, big companies, are not going to use our data, and the other student not here. Don't worry, girls and boys, we are amongst friends. We are not a jury. So anything that you would like to say, to comment, is okay, all right? Don't be shy. Anything else?
Ahí lo ponemos. Ahí
No,
está.
muchas gracias por todo y por
Thank you so much for everything.
habernos invitado, ¿no?
Thank you for having invited us, yes, for this support. We are from Buenos Aires, and yeah, we came from La Plata. It's around 70 kilometers. So thank you, Juan, for all your efforts to be here with us, you know. And the kids, they recognize, okay, they acknowledge the efforts that you've done, okay, Juan? And yeah, it's important that people know that this is the first case, okay? It's kind of a pilot case, a model case, and we would like now to replicate this in many other schools. So you were the protagonists of a process that hopefully is going to be very big, you know, to offer alternatives to a digitalization model that is the companies impose upon us. So thank you so much to all the students for being protagonists of this. And well, I would now give the floor to Carolina, that is going to show us a little bit of what was produced so that we can understand how the process was and what products the kids have modeled, have created, and have produced. So please, Carolina, you may proceed. Hello, thank you so much, Javier. And before, I would like to thank you so much to the school for receiving us, for having received the project, Claude and Juan. And I thank Juan and Claude for their effort. Well, and we understood that we would like to have a repository, not only for the people who participated in this, but for other people as well who might be curious about what we have done. So in the CLAD web page, we have a special, a multimedia is special, and thank you so much to the team who put it together regarding the information of the project. So I'm going to share this with you on the chat, but we have this special, and I'm going to guide you through the website. Here we have the previous actions in Buenos Aires. We have the 20 points, the question of the critical digital education. We would like to thank FICA as well, because it was a very big challenge. They are member of CADE in Argentina, and they helped with it, okay? But it was a challenge to bring the component of the inclusion to the project. So we thought from scratch what tools were more inclusive, because not all of them are. And how could we transform the material to be very inclusive, okay? So this is why we have a leaflet that is like a resource for the teachers that want to bring to their classrooms this content, okay? So we have here the booklet, and it's very inclusive as well. So here we tell about the process, how it was done, the workshops, well. And here I'm gonna show you an audio produced by the girls and boys and 2 videos that were produced by the project. And this is about how to create a podcast. Let me show it to you. Can you hear it?
Yo no sé, yo no escucho.
I can't hear. No. No? Let me see just a minute.
De compartir y voy a...
Let me stop sharing.
Bueno, voy a volver a ponerlo y me dicen si
Well,
sí están escuchando,
now
¿vale?
let me know whether you are hearing it.
Somos Diego, Muret,
So, the
Máximo Lema.
presenters, okay.
Ramiro Urraco.
A ver, les muestro otro.
Now I show you another one.
Hola, nosotros somos Máximo,
Hello, we are Máximo, Facundo,
Agustín,
Agustín,
Gadiel.
Gadiel.
Bienvenidos a Temazos,
Welcome
un
to
podcast de
Temazos,
música.
a
Escuchemos.
music podcast. Let's listen.
Y aquí estoy.
Somos Sofía. Selene.
Yo soy Sofía, Selene, Raquel, Tatiana, and this is the video of a spectator, and follow us.
Bueno, entonces estos audios los chicos y
So
las chicas
these
los editaron
audios
con la
are
herramienta
from the
Audacity, que es una
kids.
herramienta
They
de
did
software
it with
libre,
the
con todos
Audacity
los
tool.
conceptos que
It's
leyó
free
Juan de
tool,
bancos de
with
música
all the
libre y de
concepts that Juan
Y de esto
apported
también
about
como
free
hubo un
songs and
taller
so
que
on and
era
so
sobre
forth.
edición de
And then
videos,
also we
les
had
tenemos
a
esta
workshop
producción,
about
como les
video
cuento, a los
editing.
videos,
So we
a
have
los
this
videos también les
production.
trajimos el componente de inclusión,
And
entonces
also we
está
have
la
the
descripción de
inclusion
la
type here.
pantalla, en
This
fin.
is why we have the
Entonces les voy a
description
mostrar
of
primero
the
el testimonio de los
screen. And
estudiantes y luego el
so let
testimonio de
me
la
tell
docente.
you first about the testimony of the students.
Todo muy bueno y bastante lindo, la verdad.
Y hoy le voy a hablar de audición.
Yo,
El programa
Caso modelo en
well, this
educación
is
digital
a
crítica.
model case in
Debajo
critical
se
digital
lee
education.
secundaria número 1
Below
Bolón,
you,
San Isidro,
you read
Argentina. Se aprecia en la
secondary
lista nublada
school
y
number 1,
nublada
Bolon,
de
San
San
Isidro, Argentina.
A continuación,
And
se presenta
then
el
we
testimonio
are
de
now
jóvenes de cuarto año
presenting
de la
the
escuela, quienes
testimony
grabaron
of
este video para
youth
compartir lo que les
that have
parecieron los talleres
recorded
y
this
aspectos
video to
destacaron de los mismos.
tell you about their impressions of the workshops. Well, we are presenting about the digital sovereignty, and I thought it was a very good experience, and that's it. Thank you. It was very interesting, all the topics. The workshop was very good. I liked it, and also my friends liked it as well. How are you? I'm fine, thank you. Let me ask you, what did you think about the workshop? Very good. I thought it was a little bit, you know, too fast, but it was very nice. Well, now I'm going to talk about Audacity, the program that we use to do our podcast. This is an application, very interesting, that helps you to facilitate and to edit things, you know. So we record an audio and then we can cut and edit with that application. Yeah, to me, my friends, we liked it very much, editing audios. And here we have another member of the group. How are you? Well, what do you think about the workshop? I think that we learned a lot of things. We edited videos, audios, and also that I learned about how the companies use us. Yes, and we have now another member. What did you like? How did you like the video and audio editing? Yeah, very good. Well, so this is what we have done. Bye. See you.
Bueno, y les voy a mostrar
And
rápidamente
let
el
me show
video
you briefly the other video about the teacher.
Caso modelo en educación digital crítica.
Model case in
Aprecian los
critical
logos de
digital
Clade,
education.
Ciudadana.
We
A
see the
continuación,
logotypes
el
of
testimonio
Claude
del
and
docente de
now
la
the
escuela
testimony of the
proceso de
teacher that
elección.
has followed up the process. My name is Adriana. I am a teacher here in the fourth grade, and we did the workshop. Well, my conclusion, well, I think that the kids had access to very substantial information, so they were able to understand the meaning of sovereignty, digital sovereignty. They were involved in the consumption of the digital and not in the production. So we offered them tools, and it was very interesting because they could see that there were alternatives that could be used so that they could be producers and not only consumers. Well, the tools, I think that we have to consider that these kids, they don't use these tools, have not used it before. So this is why we need more time for them to reappropriate of them. And the advantage is that now they have the knowledge, so they can study this topic. And hopefully we will resume this in the next
Entonces ya para finalizar
month
les
or
termino de
year.
mostrar el especial.
And now to finish,
Aquí
let me
tenemos una
show you
galería de
the
imágenes de
special.
los
Well, we have here
encuentros.
pictures of the
Tenemos el
meeting,
modelo de los chicos y las
some
chicas durante los encuentros.
quotes
Y aquí
of
está el manual
the
de
kids,
tecnologías libres para
and
estudiantes
here
y
the
docentes, que era
guideline
lo
of
que les
free
comentaba.
technologies for students and
Les voy a mostrar
teachers.
rápidamente.
Let me
En
show
este
you
documento
here
ustedes pueden
the
ver
document
toda la
here. You can
explicación de cómo usar
see
las
all the
herramientas.
explanation
Es
about
para
how to
docentes y
use the
estudiantes. Si algún
tools.
docente quiere
This is
replicar
for
la iniciativa, lo
students
puede
and
hacer
teacher alike. They can replicate
en
the
este manual.
initiative if they want.
Entonces,
So,
bueno, y tiene componente de inclusión,
well,
tiene
we
los,
have the
las,
inclusion
como imágenes, tiene
component. We
enlaces
have
de
links
donde
to
descargar las
image
herramientas, en fin.
banks. We have
Entonces
links to
eso,
the
quería compartirles
tools.
eso.
So this is what
Próximamente
I
vamos a
had to share
actualizar
with you.
este especial
And we're
con un
gonna
episodio de
update
podcast que
this
está
with an
produciendo
podcast episode that
Farco en
is being
Argentina.
produced by
Y
Farco
bueno, cuando
in
esté listo se los
Argentina.
vamos a compartir.
When it's
Muchas
ready, we are
gracias,
gonna
Javier.
share
Muchas
it
gracias
with
a la
you.
escuela
Thank you,
nuevamente.
Javier. Thank you again to the school and to Juan.
Gracias, Carolina. Ha sido fundamental
Thank
toda
you,
tu tarea en
Carolina.
todo este proceso,
Your
articulando
efforts
y
and tasks
colaborando.
were
Y para esta
paramount for the
segunda parte,
process. And for this
le
second
paso
part
la
now,
palabra
I
a
will
Juan,
hand the
quien
floor
ha
to
sido
Juan,
el facilitador
the
de todo el proceso
facilitator
formativo
of
en la
all the
escuela, y
training
ahora va a
process
moderar
in
el
the
segundo
school.
bloque.
And now
Adelante,
it's going
Juan,
to
por favor.
moderate the second block.
Gracias, Javier. Hola, ¿qué
Thank
tal?
you, Javier.
Bueno, saludo que no saludé al principio. Me
Well,
estaba
greetings to
riendo un
you
poco porque veía
all.
ahí a los
I was
chicos en el
just
aula
laughing
viéndose.
because I saw the kids in the
Creo que hasta los tomó por
classroom,
sorpresa, no se
and I
esperaban
think they were
ahí.
surprised. I think they didn't
No se esperaban
expect it.
estar ahí o no.
You didn't expect, huh?
Muy bien, muy bien.
Hello.
¿Cómo andan?
¿Qué tal?
¿Se
How
esperaban
are
ahí
you?
estar ahí?
Did you
Verse,
expect
ver
it
sus
to
producciones.
be
No,
here?
una
No,
novedad eso.
no.
Ah, muy bien, está muy bien y después
Okay,
le pueden
very
compartir, así que ahí
nice.
ya les compartí
Well, after
y
that we
están
can
en la
share,
página, así que después
okay,
pueden
it's on the
compartir.
page, so
Pueden compartir a
later you
amigos,
can
familiares además,
share with
todas las
your
fotos,
family
simultáneas y todas las
members, okay,
producciones
the
que
pictures
participaron.
and everything.
Em,
So,
bueno, primero voy a dar la
well,
palabra
let me now hand
a ver
the floor
porque estaba
to
con temas de conexión. Está Cecilia.
Cecilia,
Sí,
but
me
she had
quedo,
problems
sí,
with the
perfecto.
connection.
Cecilia
Cecilia,
Comondegui, de parte de la Secretaría de la CADE, de la
Cecilia is
campaña
from
argentina por justicia y
the
educación, que
Secretary of the
bueno,
Argentina
formamos parte
Campaign
y
for
fuimos quienes
Education.
implementamos todo lo que son
So
los talleres
they
y
helped us
demás.
to
Así que bueno, yo
implement all the
formo parte de la
workshops.
CADE ya desde hace varios años
So
y
this part of CLADE
principalmente
for
queríamos
several
ahí
years
escuchar
already, and we would like to
de tu parte,
hear from
Cecilia,
you,
para vos,
Cecilia.
cuál es la importancia, ¿no?
What is the
de
importance
este
of
proyecto
this project and
y en el marco de
and also for Argentina, the importance of working on this, in a national level related to what is being done in education.
Hola, buenos días a todos. ¿Se me
Good
escucha bien?
morning. Can you hear me?
Pido disculpas si hay alguna
Sorry.
interferencia porque estoy en un lugar público,
Sorry,
así
I
que
am in a
por las
public
dudas que pasar
space,
nuevamente, ahí Marcela me está acompañando como para
but Marcel is here
solucionar cualquier
together.
dificultad.
If I have a problem,
Pero
she will
bueno,
be here.
gracias Juan.
But thank you,
Un saludo,
Juan.
entonces,
So
en nombre de la CADE
greetings
a
in the name of
Nancy, a los
Claudia,
referentes
to
de la
Nancy,
campaña mundial, al equipo de la CADE, que
to the
tuvimos y
team,
tuvimos el placer
Claudia's
de llevar
team. So we
adelante
had this
esta
pleasure
experiencia,
of
a Juan, a los
having
docentes
this
y directivos,
experience. I
y
would like to
alumnos que
thank
fueron parte de la misma,
Juan, all
y a
the
todas y
teachers,
todos
all the
las organizaciones que
students,
conforman las
and
diferentes
all the
campesías, y
organizations
especialmente a
that
FAICA, que
have
también nos estuvo
supported, especially to
acompañando.
FICA that
Como también va mi
was
saludo
together with
a
us.
todas las
Also, would
personas
like to
interesadas
greet
en la
all the
informática y que nos acompañan
people
desde diferentes regiones
interested
y
in
territorios.
IT that are here
En
with
este
us,
marco y como
following
secretaria de la
from
campaña argentina
different
por el derecho a la
regions. And
educación,
as the
como
secretary of
decía
the
Juan,
Argentinian
mi
campaign for the
intervención se
right to
vincula
education,
con intentar contribuir
I
a la
want to
reflexión sobre
contribute
cuál es la
with the
importancia de
reflection about the
incorporar la educación
importance of
digital en las
incorporating
agendas
digital
nacionales.
education in the national agendas.
Como se mencionara
As it
anteriormente en
was
la
said
presentación,
before,
convivimos con la preocupación
we have this
por un modelo
concern
de digitalización
with
acelerada
this
que
uh,
hoy se
uh,
impone de una manera contundente,
accelerated
pero que
digital
constituye
model.
para nosotros a la
But
vez, y cito el
this model
documento que como nota conceptual
is,
compartimos,
as a concept note,
constituye
it
un
is a
desafío para
challenge,
asumir con responsabilidad un
because how can we
abordaje y debate
assume
orientado a
an
diseñar
approach
una
that
arquitectura digital
is guided
democrática,
to
abierta y
disseminate a
desconcentrada que garantice derechos
democratic
individuales y
digital
colectivos,
culture that
que promueva la no
ensures
discriminación,
the
la
individual and
soberanía,
collective
la
rights, that
descolonización
promotes
tecnológica y contraposición,
non-discriminalization, and
principalmente
also
intereses
the
corporativos para concentrar el poder en pocas
decolonization,
manos.
and avoiding to
Desde los
concentrate
docentes
the
como
power
colectivo
in
que
just a few
defienden el
hands.
derecho a la
And the
educación,
right to
consideramos que
education,
este
we
desafío
here
es también una oportunidad
understand that this challenge is an
para fortalecer el debate
opportunity to
en los diferentes
strengthen the
niveles de gestión
debate
y toma
in
de decisiones
several levels
sobre lo
of
que implica
decision
educar hoy,
making about
ya
what
que lo
is
que
this
entendemos
education, because what
que
we
debe enseñar la
understand
escuela
is
está
that
cambiando
at the
mucho con el uso de las
school,
nuevas tecnologías.
uh, the
Esta
things that
circunstancia nos
are
invita a
taught
pensar
are
cómo
changing with the
acompañar a nuestros
usage of new
estudiantes
technologies.
para que
So
comprendan
we
y
have to think
participen
about how to
críticamente
help
en
our
estos
students
nuevos
to
y
comprehend and
otros no tanto
participate
espacios digitales.
actively these
Porque como
new
lo
digital
expresa la investigadora y
spaces.
docente
So
Inés Dussel,
we want to
educar hoy también implica enseñar a navegar
uh,
con
we
sentido
want to say that
en un mundo donde la
educate
información no siempre es
is
conocimiento.
uh,
En
understand that
Argentina, el derecho a la
this world
conectividad está contemplado
information not
en
always
diferentes
means
normativas,
knowledge.
pero principalmente en la ley
And
27.078
we have several norms,
de
but
la
we are based on the
que
law
declara las tecnologías de la
27
información y la comunicación
78 of the
en
digital
derecho
era
y
about
garantiza la
uh,
neutralidad de la red. Este
technologies
marco
that
se deja
guarantee
asegurar un
neutrality of
acceso
the
justo y
network. So
equitativo a
we would
Internet
like to
para todos y
ensure
todas. Aunque
fair
sabemos
access to
que aún
everyone,
persisten y en esta
although we
coyuntura se
know
profundizan grandes
that
desafíos para superar la
we
brecha
still have a
digital a
lot
lo
of
largo y
challenges to
ancho de nuestro
overcome, okay,
territorio. Se
to
hace necesario
close the
entonces
digital
cada vez
gap
con más
in our
fuerza
territory. So
incorporar el
we need
debate sobre la
to
educación
incorporate the
digital en la agenda
debate
nacional,
about the
porque esto
education
implica que se
in the
convierta no
national
solo en
agenda,
un derecho
because
bíblico,
this
que requiere
implies
atención gubernamental
that
y se
this will
posicione en la
then
discusión
become a
política,
public
profundizando
topic,
así un
and the
proceso de
government
debates y
needs
consensos
to
para
put
alcanzar
this in the
definiciones en
political
torno a la
understanding
cuestión,
so that we can reach
establecer objetivos y metas,
consensus about
diseñar
the
políticas
subject, and we can then establish public policies and mobilize resources, sustainable resources, for the solution of the gap. We need to incorporate critical digital education in the national agenda. In the education paradigm, it's going beyond the technology use. It is also about ensuring that digital education is accessible to everyone, because if people don't have this access, this can lead to inequalities. And we understand that it's very important to prepare the citizen for the current world, promoting the critical thinking. And for that, we need to develop skills for this critical thinking and for problem solving. So critical digital literacy, it's important for creating a more equitative and safe and participative society. This offers to the students tools to verify the truth of the facts, because they have to understand what are really facts and what is misinformation. So this type of education can contribute and help us in the usage of the social networks, building knowledge. So it's important to advance in the inclusion of education, in the education programs, to foment digital inclusion, because this way we are creating more resources, high quality resources, that we are breaking barriers, and we are ensuring that everyone has opportunities same at the same level. And uh, we have now this critical digital education to train and create critical thinking citizens, promoting respect for diversity and fostering knowledge acquisition. Also, this education will prepare the youth for the work in the future that require advanced digital skills and also transform experiences through innovative pedagogical approach using digital, free and cooperative digital tools. The education needs to be inclusive and high quality, and this is what we believe, that the states have to design public policies, have to administrate resources for this. That's it. Thank you so much. Thank you, Cecilia. Thank you for highlighting the project and everything that you are doing on CLADE. Well, it's a pleasure, Ria. And I have something to tell you about the experience. I don't want to take too much because, well, you have already commented about it, and we saw the step by step, and Javier also said that this is a model case. It's a first approach, and we have worked with the fourth grade kids. And I think that one of the most important aspects of the project was that we didn't want to have isolated work, like someone that comes from outside the school, offers some type of knowledge and then goes away. No, we wanted to work together with the teachers, with Adriana, with everyone. So the idea was that between the workshops, we had 4 workshops on the school, but we had some weeks between the workshops. So Adriana was able to talk to the kids about the topic so that they could use the tools, for the, and now they are going to use all the tools for science fair that is going to be held next week. So a lot of things that we did on the workshop was collaborative, cooperative. And then something that was mentioned, well, it was about the accessibility. We thought about it all the time. The guideline has tools that are free, accessible, images that are written, explained in words and the videos, because, how could we think about the right to inclusive education if we are not producing inclusive materials? So we were very careful about this. And I thought it was really important. And well, another example that the work that we did together, we had a meeting previously with the school about the initiative, and the people from the school said that they would be interested in working about cyber safety. So we included this on the guideline, because I think that the learning must be contextualized, and the guys at the school wanted to talk about cyber safety, so we included it. We believe that it dialogued with the free tools and everything. So we paid a lot of attention. It's important that we have to be careful about our digital safety. So this project hopefully can be replicated and can be continued, because this was just a first approximation. If you have the wish to continue and see more things, we can go deeper. But the idea is always to work together with the school. I want the school to appropriate of the tools, the kids as well. It's not just one subject thing. It's not only from Adriana, communication technology. No, it's something that is transversal. It impacts several subjects. So it's very important to teach the kids to use these technologies also for other subjects. So this idea of the transversal work is like to foster the material. Okay, the material must be used by the school, the whole school. So from our experience, and we want to receive comments. Well, I would like very much to know whether the guideline has helped you. Okay, so all types of learnings is what I really expect to receive. And now I give the floor to, based on all the experiences and the replicability, I invite now from Claude to tell us about how we could continue replicating this for the community. What is the importance regarding what Cecilia mentioned? What is the importance of the topic? in the region of Mexico.
Gracias, Juan. Hola a
Thank
todos,
you,
todas,
Juan.
todes. La verdad, yo
Hello.
estoy re
Well, I
emocionada de
am
estar en este
very
punto
touched. I'm very
de este
touched
proceso que
to
lo
be at
soñamos
this
tanto,
point of the process. We have dreamt about it.
muy inspiradas de
Everybody's
clave
so
por todo lo que hemos
inspired.
trabajado ya por,
We have worked
no me
so
acuerdo cuántos años,
much. I don't know how many
unos
years.
5, por lo menos
I
con
think
el foro de
5
educación
at
ciudadana.
least with the Forum of Internet
Situando el
Ciudadana.
derecho humano a la educación
And we
en
put
la agenda
the human right
de la
to
soberanía digital y
education
al
in
revés,
the
la soberanía digital en la
digital
agenda del derecho humano a la educación. Así
education
que es
sovereignty
como
agenda
un nuevo
and
pasito
vice
que
versa.
vamos
So
dando,
this is a new
un nuevo
step
sueño
that we are
cumplido,
making. It's a new
porque
dream
queríamos
come
tener,
true.
queríamos saber
We
cómo
wanted
sería
to
una propia
know
experiencia
how would be
desde
the
la red
experience
CLADE en
from
una
cloud
escuela de nuestro
in a
continente, en un lugar
school in our
nuestro,
continent, in
con nuestras
one
formas, nuestros
place
modos,
with
¿no?
our costumes,
Y
you
a ver
know.
cómo nos iba y qué
And
pasaba en
I
esta
would like
convicción
to
de
know how
para
it
que el
was
derecho
going
humano a la
to be
educación
so that the
efectivamente
human
se
right to
garantice en
education
esta
was
nueva era
guaranteed, you know, especially in this new
de
era
digitalización,
of
de aprendizaje,
digitalization, of
de
learning,
relaciones, de
of
la educación toda,
relationships, of education.
era como muy importante
So
para
it was
nosotros
really
saber si
important for us.
como entrar por el
It
lado
was
que
like
parece menos obvio, ¿no?
entering by
Que
the
es el lado
side that
de
is less obvious.
cuál es el juego de la
Because
digitalización
what is the game
para
of
que nuestros chicos y
digitalization?
chicas
So
comprendan lo
that
que hay por
our
detrás
kids
de lo que
understand
aparentemente
what
es
is
solo
behind, you
un
know, what
dispositivo y es solo,
apparently is just
digamos,
a device or a
información que
platform. It's
circula.
just
¿Qué hay por detrás?
information that circulates. What is
Y cómo lo podemos
behind this
comprender
all,
y
you know,
cómo
and
podemos
how can
apropiarnos
we
de otras
understand and how
posibilidades
can
que
we
nos dejen más
appropriate
libres,
of other
más
possibilities
autónomos,
that free
más
us
seguros,
so that we are more
todo eso
autonomous,
contribuyendo a
safer.
que
Everything
nuestro ejercicio del derecho humano a la educación sea
contributing for
más
the
coherente
exercise of the
también,
human right to
más
education.
propio, más consistente con lo
We
que
want to
queremos de
have
esta
it
educación transformadora por la que
consistent with the transforming
luchamos no
education
solamente en
that
la
we
CLADE,
fight
sino que en muchos
for,
otros
not
espacios en
only
América
in
Latina y
CLADE,
el
but
Caribe.
in
Así que
several other spaces
decir
in
eso,
Latin America
decir
and the
que estamos
Caribbean.
también muy
So
inspirados,
we
nos
are very
inspiraron mucho
inspired
algunas prácticas, algunas experiencias que
by
exploramos
some
y que sistematizamos.
experiences
Las
that we have
invitamos a leer ese
explored and
estudio también
systematized. So we
en
invite
México,
you to read this study in
en una comunidad
Mexico,
indígena
in an
mexicana, en
indigenous
Brasil,
community in
e
Brazil,
incluso en
and
Barcelona.
also in
Unas
Barcelona.
experiencias súper
So we
interesantes que
have
nos
very
inspiraron un
interesting
montón a
experiences that have
arriesgarnos
inspired us
en
to
diálogo con Internet
take
Ciudadana, decir, bueno,
risks, you
hagamos
know.
nuestra
So
experiencia,
let's do our
porque
experience
es importante que tengamos la
because it
propia
is
experiencia.
important to
Entonces,
have the
creo que
experience
los chicos y
itself.
las chicas de esta
So I
escuela y
believe that
tú,
the
Adriana,
kids from this
y
school
las
and
docentes
you,
que han estado,
Adrian, and all the teachers,
realmente han sido muy valientes,
really
porque
you
era
were
como,
very
bueno,
brave because,
veamos a
well,
ver
it
cómo
was
es
something
esto,
like,
¿no?
okay, let's do it and see how it goes, you know,
Intentémoslo
let's
y
try
es que
it.
meterse en el mundo de la
And,
soberanía digital, las tecnologías libres,
you
las
know,
plataformas
we
libres
tried to enter into
requiere de
this
cierta
world of
valentía y gusto por el
sovereignty.
desafío,
The
porque estamos
bravery
ya muy
was needed
acostumbrados y muy
because of the
acomodados con lo que
challenge,
conocemos.
because we are very
Entonces, entrarle a
used
otras
to the
es
technology
un
that we
desafío.
already know.
Así
So
que
it's a
muy
challenge to
orgullosa de haber
access
logrado esta
others. So I am
experiencia,
very proud
muy orgullosa
of this
del tremendo trabajo que han
experience,
hecho
of
allá en
the
Argentina.
work
Así
that
que de la CADE,
you
de la
have done
escuela,
there
de
in
Juan
Argentina.
específicamente,
So
de Carolina desde
of
México, de Julián
Juan,
de la compañía de Internet
Carolina, the
Ciudadana.
team.
¿Cómo vamos a seguir?
And
Pues
so
vamos a ver
how are
cómo
we going
seguimos,
to
porque lo que
continue?
sí
Let's
sabemos de
see,
esta
because
experiencia
we do
es
know
que esto
that
vale la pena escalarlo.
this is worthy to scale.
Y que tampoco es tan costoso.
And it's not that
Así que
expensive, you
tendremos
know,
que
it's not
encontrar
that difficult.
maneras
So
de
let's
ver
find
cómo la
ways
clave en su
to
conjunto,
see how
y
CLADE
quizás es uno de los temas
together,
de la próxima asamblea
maybe
que
this
vamos
is
a
a
tener,
topic for the next
agarra este desafío
assembly, how
y
CLADE
lo
would
multiplicamos en todos
uh,
los espacios
multiplicate this in all possible spaces in different countries. And another great thing of this experiment that we have done is that it offers us elements to defend uh, uh, a citizenful internet with the free technology, so autonomous education communities. This is a very difficult challenge because the great corporations, they have a firm stand, okay? And we have to think about the education, innovative education. So usually, if you want education, you have to do with these platforms. But for us, that we are on these spaces and we are disputing this, it's important to have these evidence elements. It's really important, really. So we connect the local with the national and with the global. And then we give it back, as we are going to see when we listen to Nusha, from the IT for change, because in the world we are disputing the urgency of the free technologies, of the right that we have to using this technology and come out from these big corporations and protect us ourselves and to the right to a new education. So with that, I would like to close my internation, and I think now it's Nushan.
Sí, muchas gracias, Nelcy.
Thank you,
Gracias por tus
Nelsie.
tiempos.
Thank you for your
Y
time.
bueno, voy a presentar
Now I'm gonna
a Nusha Sharma. Ella participa en el
introduce you to
diseño y
Nusha
implementación de
Sharma
programas de
that
formación para estudiantes
participates in the
y docentes en IT
implementation
for
of
Change.
programs in
Sus áreas
IT
de
for
interés
Change.
incluyen el contenido del
And
currículo y la pedagogía de las
their
matemáticas y
interest is
ciencias.
about the
Antes de
pedagogy of
darle pie, quiero
mathematics and
comentar que
sciences. And
quienes no
for
hayan puesto
those of you
interpretación, porque estuvimos ahora hablando en
have
español, ahora nos va a
not
hablar en inglés, entonces
accessed
pido
the
que quienes
interpretation,
no sepan
please, if you
pongan
don't know
interpretación, que está
English,
en
put
los tres puntitos
on
donde
the
van a más,
interpretation channel.
van a, no, perdón, está, ahora aparece acá a la izquierda, aparece interpretación y ahí eligen el
We have
idioma en el que quieren
interpretation
escuchar.
there, and then you can
Y ahora sí le doy pie
choose
a Nusha.
the channel. And now I give the floor to Nusha.
I hope you can hear me. Okay.
Yes, Anusha.
Hello,
Go
everyone,
ahead.
and thank you so much for inviting me and IT for Change to be a part of this meeting. It is really an honor, and it was very heartwarming to listen to all the efforts that are being taken across different countries to move towards our goal of digital sovereignty. And it was also very nice to see parallels between what we are also trying out here in India. And I was very glad with the presentations done and the discussions that that followed the presentations. And I think as a being a global network, I think it's very important for such sharing to happen amongst us so that we can learn from each other and progress towards universal right to education, and how we can ensure that, and how we can resist the influence of big corporations and big tech in education, and ways to ensure that. And especially in today's world where we see digital technologies being adopted at such a large scale, it becomes even more important for such initiatives to come forth, and for all of us to learn together and share with each other. So as you were making the presentations, one thing I remembered was there are very close parallels to a project that we have been trying out here in my state, which is Karnataka in India. And so very similar. So it is, I just have a very small slide I thought that might help, for everyone to maybe, follow what I'm saying. I'm just going to share my screen. I hope that is okay. Is my screen visible? Yes. So I will keep this very short. So one initiative that we have been trying here is called the Language Education Through Audio Stories program. And this is a project that we have, initiated with the education department here. And we are working with government school teachers and using a similar approach of resource creation and capacity building. So, and, while you were sharing, we also recognize the importance of, building the strength within the system and building capacities of, teachers that are part of the system and not working in isolation. So recognizing that this program was initiated in collaboration with the department, and this also had teachers themselves creating resources which are audio resources in 6 different languages in India. So all of these languages are taught as mediums of instruction in the state. And so the resources were, recorded by the teachers themselves, again using Audacity, I think similar to what is being used for the podcasts. And they were also edited on Audacity and finally published on a free software on a podcast app called Antenna Pod. And this again was mainly to ensure that teachers can access it even offline, because again in India it is not that every primary school that we go to the infrastructure may not be there, right? So internet connectivity is low, and teachers would not always have access to the internet or even have any smart TVs or projection devices. So in order to ensure that teachers can use something that they readily have, which is their mobile phones, so we try to make it available on the mobile phones, and these are all published as open educational resources. So they can freely share with each other, they can modify and also publish it. So this is a program, again, FOSS and like free and open source software is a very, very important component of the program. Again, to ensure that, how we can leverage public software for public education. So as to, that we do not need proprietary software from big tech, and that we do not encounter any licensing barriers or any costs related to that. So, and I think this also what Juan was mentioning about contextualization, right? So, and when talking to teachers, we really understand that the gap is really in the resources that are available and also those that are usable in the classroom, right? English resources as well, a lot of times we see is not in the accent that teachers speak or in the accent that students speak and understand. So by making teachers the creators, so it is in the language that they can use and understand. So I think I have run out of time. I'm not sure, but it was very useful to hear to all of you, and I hope we can learn from each other and borrow our ideas, exchange, and keep moving towards our common goal. Yeah, thank you so much, everyone.
Muchas gracias, Anuya.
Thank you so much,
Quiero mencionar
Anusha.
algo que
I
no
would
lo llegué a
like to
mencionar, pero que es muy
mention
importante
that it
pensando en
is
esto
very
de
important
la educación
thinking
pública y los
about the
recursos que
public
contamos.
education
Las
and the
herramientas libres muchas
resources
están
that we
pensadas
have.
para
Well,
que sean más
public
operativas, para
tools,
que sean más
they
eficientes,
are
no
more
es
efficient
solamente
sometimes.
pensar en la parte política
So
del
it's not
trato
only the political
del uso de datos
aspect
y la
of the
privacidad, sino
usage
que
of data
realmente
and
las plataformas
privacy,
comerciales están
but
todo el tiempo
the
funcionando,
platforms,
mientras que a la vez
the
en segundo
digital
plano
platforms,
están
they are working all the time,
monitoreando y enviando los datos. Entonces,
monitoring,
en
tracking,
equipos
sending
de escuelas
data.
públicas donde generalmente
So
tenemos
in
menos
the
recursos,
public
es
schools
importante
where we have
plataformas
less
que funcionen mejor,
resources,
porque
it
están
is
pensadas no solo en
important to
lógica
have
del
platforms
marketing, de lo
that work
comercial y
better.
del uso de datos, sino también
And
desde que funcionen mejor, ¿no?
we want
Entonces,
them to
eso también
work
es importante
better. This
tenerlo
is
en cuenta y a veces
important.
uno lo
And
desestima,
this
pero
is
es importante.
sometimes
Ya estamos
underestimated, but
ahí
this is
por
important.
cerrar, ahora le voy a dar la
Okay, and
palabra a Javier
we are now
para que pueda dar el cierre, pero quiero agradecer
almost
nuevamente
closing.
a todas las personas que
But
se sumaron y que
Javier,
pudieron estar hoy.
I would like you please to
Nuevamente,
thank
bueno, agradecer
everybody,
a la escuela,
to
a los
thank
docentes,
the
a los
schools,
chicos y las
thank
chicas que pudieron
the
estar, a
teachers, the
Clade,
kids.
bueno,
I would like to
la
thank
acompaña
Clade,
a Cade que
and
me invitó a participar
I would like to thank Clade that invited me to
a Internet
facilitate these
Ciudadana, a
workshops, to
FAICA,
Internet
Comuna Digital y a los
Ciudadana,
intérpretes, que sé
FAICA,
que
and also
yo
to the
hablo muy rápido y a
interpreters.
veces
I
puedo
know that I
complicarles un
speak too
poco, estoy
fast,
intentando hablar lento,
and I am
pero
trying
muchas
to
gracias a
speak
los
slowly, but
intérpretes
thank you to
por
the
haber estado y ahora sí le
interpreters
doy la
as
palabra
well.
a Javier
And
para
now I hand the
que
floor
haga
over
el cierre.
to Javier.
Muy bien, sí, gracias a todos por este
Thank
esfuerzo
you.
realmente
Thank you for these
colaborativo.
efforts. This was
Y
really a
desde el punto
cooperative
de vista de Internet
effort. And
Ciudadana,
from the
como
point of
decía
view of
Nelcy, también ha
Internet
sido un gran
Ciudadana,
sueño
this
poder
was really a
interactuar con
dream,
jóvenes,
to
¿no? Que son los
interact with
protagonistas
the
hoy
youth
de
that are the
esta transición
protagonists
a un
of
mundo
this
digital.
transition to the
Y
digital
invitar
world,
a todos, a todas,
and to
a
invite
participar de Internet
everyone
Ciudadana,
to
que
participate
justamente la
in Internet
característica de este espacio
Ciudadana,
latinoamericano y caribeño es el
because here in
de
this
sumar
space we
sectores
want to
diversos que quizás no
join
tienen
all
al
the
tema digital
diverse
en el centro de sus
sectors that
agendas,
maybe don't have the
pero que se ven
digital topic at the
atravesados
center
por
of their
los desafíos
agendas.
que presenta el
But
mundo
we
digital.
are
Entonces, todos
facing the
invitados
digital challenges. So
a mirar la
everyone
página de
is
Internet
invited
Ciudadana,
to have a look at our
internetciudadana.net,
website,
a recorrer los materiales producidos
internetciudadana.net,
allí y a
and
futuro
have a
ojalá
look at the
a ser parte
materials, and in the
de esa
future
gran red
maybe
que se
be part of
amplía
this
día a
great
día. Gracias a la
network
clade
that
por el espacio
enlarges
y sin
every
más,
day. Thank you,
que
and
tengan
without
todos
further ado, I
una muy
wish you
buena jornada.
a nice day.
Gracias,
Bye,
abrazos,
bye,
gracias, abrazos.
bye.
Chao, chao.
Chao, felicitaciones. Gracias.
Gracias, adiós.